Step mass. Alright, Steve. Your go, buddy. What else? Yeah, Angel. Got it. Here we go. I'm just gonna go through all of them for Steve real quick. We'll put it on you. Put all of this on you. Because Steve will be fine. Okay. Alright, girl. Time for yourself. Yeah. That's everything. Here we go. Every single buff under the sun. Let's go. This has been a long time waiting. Let's go wreck some shit.
This is where it happened. It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the abyss together, feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Galarian closer to the abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul. A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the world wound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life. A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life, but you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me.
I can tell you've been preparing for this place for battle, but there's more to it, am I right? I sense barrier spells waiting to be activated, and there's something else, something deadly.
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully I've prepared well.
You've done all this to save your child?
Yes. And no. Even if I could have brought back my son, I wouldn't have stopped at that. I wouldn't have been satisfied. Not after what I'd gone through. Not after the things I'd learned. I wanted to become stronger. And I wished the same for my child. I didn't want to be afraid of anything. It wasn't the dogs of Threshold, or even Sarkoris itself, that threatened us. It was the laws of a world governed by death, weakness, and separation. That is why I needed the power of the Nahindrian crystals. I did not wish to merely stave off the agony of the wound. I wanted to tear my son from the grasp of everything that makes us weak and mortal.
Sorry, I'm just gonna up the audio just a tinge bit more. Because Aurelu talks so quietly.
You have seen a goddess. You have been face to face with demon lords. Were you awed by their greatness? Do you enjoy living in a world where your entire life cycle has been predetermined? Where everything, from your birth to what will happen to your soul after you die, has been decided for you? Or do you find, now that you have experienced experienced the mythic power coursing through your blood, that you prefer to live in a world that you can change. A world that offers you a chance to be anything you want.
Oh yes, his power is magnificent. I would choose no other fate.
How strange. You are a kindred spirit. We are so alike. Perhaps the experiment wasn't such a failure in the end. But no. No.
Why'd you call me a failed experiment?
When I poured what was left of my son's soul into your soul, I was expecting it to bring him back. They say death and the judgment of Pharasma purges the soul of everything it once was in life. But this cannot be true. I have researched this subject meticulously and have collected enough evidence to prove that supernatural beings born from mortal souls can recall their past. Sometimes partially, sometimes fully. I watched you day and night, waiting for it to happen. For your memory to awaken, or your instincts at least. For anything familiar, something I could immediately recognize. I tested you. I asked you questions and... nothing. Nothing.
You merged the remnants of your son's soul with mine, so why do you want to harm me?
If a hypothesis is proven wrong, it needs to be rejected. But the research process does not stop there. That is all I can tell you right now.
I've been carrying the wound in your soul for a long time. Does that mean you'll die soon?
It will kill me eventually. But I still have some time left. Years. Or decades, perhaps. But it doesn't matter. One of us will die today.
What'll happen if one of us steps into the wound?
The tearing of the soul. Followed by a cruel and terrible death. But it will likely be quick.
I have no more
And
questions.
it's finally time to end all this.
The time for our battle has come.
Yes, it was bound to happen, and happen it will. I am ready. Death is not the end. I have spent 100 years trying to prove it, and I will not stop now. This experiment was unsuccessful, but that just means I need to adjust the initial conditions and try again. I am still alive. I still have time. You, the current you, will have to die. But only to surrender the soul you share with my son. I will start over. This time I will do everything differently. I will work with even greater precision. I will turn the world upside down if I must.
Bitch, you are crazy.
I promise.
Don don don. Here we go. Do you have friends? I feel like you're going to summon friends. Why do I feel like you're going to summon a bunch of friends? But sure. Let's go. Let's get him! For the lions! For the horde! Charge the bit! Alright. Charge the crazy bitch! Kill her! Kill her fast! Oh, we got a free turn. Fuck it. Fuck yeah.
And now, you die.
I should probably look at her stats before I consider anything. AC 47, 30. Well, not that bad on health. Okay.
You're in my way.
Immunities. Okay. No, you're immune to death. We'll see about that. Immune to death, my ass. Hi, girl. Do me a favor. Not that big of a spell, but these would be nice. Ooh. The damage. Um. I mean, we're going all out, so we might as well just do, like, go crazy. What is she? Chaotic evil. Dun. Yeah, get her. Run! Did we win?
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful
This
enemy.
critical build! I really looks at the Oh my god, we critted her? That's what happened! Oh lord, this critical build is overpowered. I've uncovered your plan. The spell's in the chamber, designed to kill you if something goes wrong. You've been preparing for this outcome from the start, am I right?
How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance.
I'll stop you by force if necessary. So don't embarrass yourself with these pathetic attempts to prevent the inevitable.
Fine. Let's say I don't destroy myself. What happens now?
Did we actually win?
You are stronger than I could have anticipated.
Well, I
As
can't
your
believe
creator,
it.
I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading.
It's over.
Let us finish this experiment here and now.
And now you will die, giving your life to help heal the world that you created. Do you have any last words?
Here are my last words. I regret nothing.
Then accept what you deserve. Die. Violet flames rise around Aurelia like a storm, as if in the last moment of its existence, the world wound is reaching out to its creator, either pleading or menacingly. The ground shakes, flames burst in and out of existence, and the world becomes a vortex of purifying light. I have to admit, this has been anticlimactic because the crit build that we did is overpowered. That was ridiculous. We one-shot her in one turn. Life and death. Destiny and great deeds. Answer to mysteries. The search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it's time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The impossible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Golorian for 100 years, was finally healed. The life and soul of the one who inflicted this wound upon the world became the salve. With the death of the witch Arella Vorlesh, the world wound she had created vanished as well. The Fifth Crusade may not have lasted long, but in that short time, Dresden became the commander's city, and his bulwark his citadel. Unsurprisingly, he remained the ruler of the city and the surrounding lands after spectacular victory at Threshold. You won't leave your position? Yeah, okay. The former lands of the Whirlwind became a realm of death. The dark towers of Dresden enticed many who yearned for a taste of forbidden knowledge. Undead legions safeguarded necromancers who spat on fire's most taboo as they delved into the mysteries of death. Each of them sought to follow in the commander's footsteps, to throw off the chains of mortality and to find eternal undeath. The memory of Tarabafan and his deeds faded, and the shadow of a new, far more terrifying evil fell upon Avestan. When the commander butchered, you wrought a massacre in Dresden, betraying the Crusaders and releasing it. Okay. The defiant Crusaders in Dresden, it did not go unnoticed. The Knights of Ozen called upon every Golorian nation to join them in a shining crusade against the new threat. But few rulers answered the summons. Memories of that horrific massacre were still too fresh in their mind. But Dresden was not forsaken by its allies. Aid came from the kingdom of Geb. The enlightened and noble undead were glad to extend their greeting to their new friend and express their hopes that Avestan would come to see that civilized coexistence between mortals and undead were possible. The wise and reserved Lord Septimus became the keeper of Dresden's laws, protector of the rights and freedoms of all its sentient denizens. Although the commander became the symbol of the Fifth Crusade, there were still those among the Crusaders who were dissatisfied. Achievements, oh yeah. Years later, their words served as the basis of many alternative versions of the history struggle against the world wound. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's true political center was Dresden, not Nirasan. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The kingdom of noble crusaders rotted to the core, and the commander's dark ideas took root in the mind of all. The significance and accomplishments of the crusade were so great, due to considerable success in all areas of the military campaign, that even a century after the end of the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. After the Battle of Threshold, Queen Galfrey vanished. Some claimed that they had seen her in the waste around Is, while others told stories about her being held against her will in the dungeons of Dresden. Probably held against her will. The ward stones from the chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled. One by one, the angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. The Lady in Shadow found a way to benefit from the situation by magnanimously accepting the warriors from the destroyed armies of Baphomet and Discari. She significantly bolstered the might of the Midnight Isles. The commander celebrated his victory over Ereshkigal. Little did he know that some demon lords go as far as forfeiting their own lives to achieve their ends. The mask of the inscrutable Ereshkigal remained in possession of the commander of the Fifth Crusade till the very end. He refused to or could not find the strength to discard that sinister item. Shortly after the Battle of Threshold, began disappearing for days at a time, then suddenly returning, unable to recall what happened to him. Uh-oh. We should have sold it. The Demon Lord Baphomet suffered a defeat. The Ward Wound was closed and the convenient passage to Golorian was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other Demon Lords. A cell of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in Alushanara. The Demon Lord Discari suffered a defeat. He bided his time, continuing to plot his invasion of Golorian, and after that, of heaven itself. The cultists that remained in Golarion went mad one after another, tortured by the nightmarish dreams their lord sent them. The storyteller, as old as the tales he collected, continues travels across Golarion and occasionally beyond. He knew that out there somewhere, there was one story he would never find, his own. After seeing everything she believed in crumble before her, the girl... Crumble. Your joint adventures broke Ember's heart. Oh god, no. Your joint adventures broke Ember's heart, convincing her that her ideas about universal goodness was wrong. Oh god. The girl that once answered to the name Ember descended into total madness. She spent the rest of her long elven life in an orphanage, sweeping floors and washing dishes. She retained her magical powers, but she never used them again. Through her tears, she would say, "I don't want to do tricks. When I do tricks, everybody dies." I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Ember. The poor girl. Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to know how much time it would take to visit every nation in Golarion. She never returned. In Nina's eyes, you never became a person whose name... What? Worth remembering. Nor did she not perish. She simply got carried away with another experiment and forgot to come back. Rachel Dennerich wrote a treatise on waging war against the demons, both a practical manual and philosophical exhortation. Once that was done, he succumbed to the bleaching completely. He was posthumously reinstated in his order and buried with honors in the officer's cemetery. Eurenreg was respected as a person as... Oh. His treaties were used in all future wars against the Abyss by mortals, angels, and devils alike. Before he died, he managed to send a letter to the commander. Did it contain sincere farewells or a list of directives? Impossible to say. No one was privy to the contents except the recipient. After the war, Greybar went off on his personal conquest. He traveled to Alashra and killed 4 candidates for the position of the head of the Assassin's Guild, whereupon he rightfully took the position himself and became a preeminent figure in the Midnight Isles. Under his leadership, the guild prospered, and the denizens of many planes would shudder whenever they heard the innocent phrase, "Sweet dreams." Areshula made her triumphant return to the Abyss. The fabled succubus found many admirers, minions, and sycophants in Alashra. Her authority grew. Soon, an unfortunate accident happened to the keeper of the Battle Bliss, and Arena found itself a new mistress.
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the world wound. I was defeated and fell at the hand of the one I had tried to transform. My experiment ended in failure, and my life ended along with it. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is weighing her decision. It seems the entire universe is holding its breath, waiting for her pronouncement. Who would dare to break such silence and absolutes? Me! Intervene! Your awareness touches the boneyard, but it collides with unsuperable obstacles, the will of the Lady of Graves.
Urgathoa's servants are not welcome in my halls. Begone, and never dare appear here again.
Ooh, she's pissed at us.
As for you, Arilu Vorlesh, you wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe.
Weird, we can't intervene. My last campaign, we were able to.
To the abyss, plain of pain and fury, suffering and privation. That which you have done to others will now be done to you. So be it.
Huh. The end. dun 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 dun. God, what